Okay, we're back. We're gonna head into depths. Hope the Trog doesn't cause too much of a problem. Now, the last thing I did was donate my gold to Zen. And, now we've got what appears to be a trove. Or not a trove, but a... bazaar. So that's unfortunate. Why don't we go grab some of this identify? I like how my piety is marching upwards just because I'm walking around and I happen to have donated some gold. Kind of cool. Alright, I probably shouldn't have gone walking around while this bazaar is waiting for me. Anyway, I'm identifying this demon blade. Because that trove wants demon blades of +4. Alright, even though I messed around, I think we'll still be able to make it to the trove. Oh, come on with this. Alright, there we go. Take out the Rakshasa. We'll go in. Let's take a look at what's for sale. Well, first of all, it's no question in my mind that I want the blinking and the teleport. I don't care about brand weapon. Even if it is unidentified. I do want the holy word, that's awesome. I want enchant armor. Enchant up my storm dragon scales. And I suppose we would like to have this, well, I don't care that much about the curing, but I'm going to get it anyway. I'm going to get the agility. I'm going to leave everything else, I think. Okay. Seems to be everything. There's a scatter shot I suppose I would like to have. I'm gonna drop clouds. We'll never use clouds again. And I'll drop one of these scatter shots. Now, unfortunately, I'm low on gold now, so paying off Zen is not really an option anymore. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Because we're going to find more gold still. Some, anyway. Oh, this Juggernaut. Why don't we just paralyze it? It's still a zombie. Thankfully, Zen is happy to see undead die. We've already got apportation coming up and blink, so that's good. It's Nicola. Let's go right up to him. We are Arlek, and I wanted to get the anti-magic on him as fast as possible. Well, actually, while I'm here, why don't we drop lignification, since Zen's not happy about that. Whoa! Well, plus 10 chainmail's nice to see. I'm probably not going to use it because I don't want to walk around with RC minus, but that's quite an option. You don't usually find plus 10 lying around. We'll fight out of range of the Zot Trap, if possible. I want to try out this cloak. Just a generic plus 2. I don't know why I tried to recite. It's, I think I was trying to berserk. Usually you can recite to these dudes, but not if your invocations isn't high enough. And by the way, this mutation set, this is mine forever. So, thank you, Zen. You'd think you wouldn't like me to be walking around so mutated, but he doesn't do anything about it. I actually wouldn't like... I mean, I would like this to be gone, because that makes it a little harder for me to get this stuff online. But it's not a big deal. Now, something surprising me right now... Whoops, I'm tabbing into a ghost. Minotaur Berserker. What to do about this ghost? Can't Phantom Mirror him. Zen would get mad. Could use flames, but it doesn't work. Also, I shouldn't have even done that because it's immune to flames. Let's try Scattershot. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 Scattershots takes it out. Of course, there's not a lot of things in the game that 5 Scattershots won't take out. We also could have used Vulnerability and then Paralysis. That might have been a better move. Where's my Trograth? I am surprised there's no Trograth. Okay, let's head down. Wanted to check my Depths 1 real quick, you know, just to see. Alright, this is not, it's not rock, it's stone. Can't dig through that. Come on, what is going on here? These brains are weird because they're so fragile, but they can bring down some very, very, very powerful things on your head, depending on the branch you're in. Same as Boggarts, really. Actually, I'm at a loss as to why the brains exist, but Boggarts also exist. It seems like they're almost the same monster. But not quite. Taking my revenge against these salamanders for that horrible volcano, which I easily could have died in. Not gonna make that mistake again, by the way. That was... I'm still thinking about that. It's pure hubris. What happened in there? I might play a Centaur Hunter next just for fun. Hey, here's our first Wrath. Well, we've got Teleport. And we got Blink, so why don't we start with a Blink. And we'll walk in here. And we'll paralyze this dude, so he's like a wall. Oh. I'll teleport out. We have Sanctuary online. That's always good to see. %, so it's not great yet, but we'll get there. Why don't we go ahead and train nothing but spellcasting and get this book used up, yeah. Okay. Blink away. Warlock's Mirror reflects Orb of Destruction right into the Lich. That's cool. Curare is really doing some work here. The Curare on the whip, I mean. Blink out of this stuff. Now we've got a kill hole. This character feels so adept at taking on this Wrath. Mainly because of the whip. I am a little surprised at how little damage I'm taking from that stuff. I mean, I understand I'm slowing it almost immediately, but even so, you would think I would be taking just a little more in the way of hits from, you know, from like the stone giants. Cannot butcher a merfolk corpse. Zen gets mad if you try to eat sentient things. Dragons don't count, apparently. Wow. Unbelievable. Maybe it's just that I'm killing them very quickly. Via my melee attack. The Ox attack. The bite. They don't seem to be hitting me at all. Feels like I'm worshipping Rue right now. Obviously I'm not. What I don't understand is what the difference is between this and the vampire before, where it felt like I was taking tons of damage from them. Okay, there we go. I made the water because it would cause a disturbance, which I believe makes him more... it's more possible to hit it with ranged, since your character knows where it is. But yeah, what I was saying was I don't know, like, the difference between this character and the vampire. It felt like the vampire was taking a ton of damage from every single stone giant that spawned, let alone deep troll. Or iron troll. But they seemed, as far as I remember, they have similar defenses, and I could check that, I suppose. The only difference that I really can think of here is that maybe it's the shield. This character has SH. Maybe it's the shield. I don't think it's the curare, because I would still be taking, like, some hits. So yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to assume it's a shield. Shields are really good. They are underestimated, I think, by most of the people who play this game, where they would rather use two-handed weapons. But the reality is that shields add a layer of defense that just isn't normally there. Okay, this guy's doing quite a lot of work. Why don't we lamp a fire? It's a nice little choke point to use lamp a fire in. Which goes down pretty easy. It's not necessarily going to be the case, but every time I mean, but I'm willing to risk tabbing it a regular lich anyway, until it does something nasty to me. We'll fight this right here. Okay, there we go, I took some damage. So it is possible. I mean, the slowing I do know is an enormous benefit. I mean, just think of how great haste is. Slowing is that good, you know, versus a single target. I mean, you're effectively hasted if you're fighting one thing and that thing is slowed and you're not. Continuing down depths. Imprison is down to 1%, so that's cool. What is going on? These guys are summoned. Oh boy. Got Sajoboed. Well, if we're gonna play it that way, why don't we do it in a kill hole? Sajobo is absolutely easy to kill if you can get anti-magic on him. And we did, and he went down easily. Can pretty much tab through the rest of depths, to be honest. The only remotely risky thing is hubris, is if I do, you know, if I attack. For example, if I had tried to fight through all that stuff, instead of beating a hasty retreat. I want to go up, or create a kill hole. Why don't we fog? Okay, this works. Try to get some better positioning. I see an artifact. I'll take a look. I don't anticipate it to be terribly useful, but it could be. It's, It's interesting. It interests me. It makes me want to wear it. But not enough to go to 22 AC. No way. Had to lose Arlek. I'll be happy to play it safe. Thank you. Okay. A scarf. Try that on. That's possibly worth using. Unfortunately, those artifacts are terrible. Wow, I completely blew through all my money. Thankfully, there's nothing else in here that's, like, insanely useful except for this sack and this wand of enslavement. Still, that sucks. Now, in terms of this scarf, what are we gonna do? I would like to wear it. We don't need invisibility. We don't even have any stealth. Invisibility would be nice against Trog's minions, but the thing is we have Blink Online. So sort of seems superfluous. We even have Passage Online, unbelievably. Oh no! What have I done? I have trained spellcasting for most of depths. Oops. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, so we have an insane amount of spellcasting, ludicrously overtrained. That was a mistake. I really wish that there was... See, the thing is, what I wanted to do there was I wanted to only train it until the manual was used up. And instead, I trained it like for 4 floors because I just forgot. I didn't happen to see the, you know, didn't happen to see whatever the message was that was like, you use up your manual. I mean, granted, if I wasn't tabbing so insanely hard, that wouldn't have happened, but with that said, would it be so bad to have that as an option on the skill target menu? But it's a new system, so, you know, can't expect it to be totally perfect overnight. Ooh, that's the first time I've passed out from Trog's Wrath around some things. So he is willing to do that, which is pretty scary. Since I have such high spell casting, it kind of makes me want to go ahead and get deflect missiles. Wouldn't probably be all that hard to get it online, to be honest. Well, Trog's doing some good work on me, and I'm very happy about that, because it means that the more wrath he sends my way, the less I'm going to have to deal with later. I was about to check the altar to see how mad he is at me, and he sent more wrath. Sweet. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, fine. If they want to make it difficult, we'll just... Wow. Well, that didn't work, did it? Okay. Okay. We're going to use blinking. I thought for sure that Scattershot would kill him. Anyway, that's fine. Trog's Wrath is beginning to fade. So that's cool. That's kind of what I thought, considering how many... So we're 2 steps away. The next one is Trog is almost ready to forgive your sins, I believe. Maybe like another 10 or 15. That's just a guess. I really have no idea. The Annihilator concerns me, so let's hit him first. And getting LCS just never good. Thankfully, we have that Ox attack. Okay, well, we'll memorize Cause Fear, but I probably won't be casting it. We've got Blink down to 2%. By the way, it's not the end of the world that I train spellcasting that high. I mean, because of that I have 50 mana, which I probably would have gotten close to with my Invocations training, but even so, that's nice to have. I've essentially given myself 50 more hit points. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing that could have happened, you know, in terms of mistakes. It would be way worse on a different race, I'll tell you that. But Vinestalker can turn it into a good thing, you know? Automatically, really. Nice try, Trog. Iron Troll's a bit hard. Trying to get the kill on him, just with melee. He is slowed now, so we're okay. Why don't we use some penetration? And we'll paralyze this dude. We'll just let these guys burn for a while. Oh, aren't you clever? Okay. I'm going to turn on meat rations because I'm running out of food. And why don't we just run around the dungeon? Probably triggering Trograth at least once, but maybe not. I do not want Scrolls of Amnesia. This meat will definitely last us for the rest of the game. There is quite a lot of it. No Trograth. Maybe we didn't have the right experience breakpoint. Okay, let's head into Zot. Honestly, I won't even do Abyss if I can finish the Wrath out in here. It just comes down to where's the safest place to do it. So if we can finish it before Zot 5, which I don't think will happen, but it's possible, the more I deal with this Trograth, the more I'm convinced it's almost purely random, outside of the experience point requirement. I thought there was some kind of weird pattern, and that it somehow didn't do it as often in the Abyss. I don't know. I should make a post about this, honestly. But I'm like 99% sure I'm just imagining things. It's one of those things your brain does where it's pattern matching. I think I've talked about this before, where human beings will see a pattern where none is there, because that's what we're trained to do, you know. Well, that's what we've evolved to do, since being able to figure out patterns in a state of nature is a very good thing. If you know that that type of fish is always found in this particular stream on this particular part of the year, then you're going to end up being a better hunter. So the problem with that is when you're a very good pattern matcher, you're not necessarily like reality doesn't really come into play all the time there. Like, you might be a good pattern matcher, but you might be matching it wrong, you know. So it's very easy for me to go to the Abyss a couple times and say, oh wow, it really feels like Trog is not sending as much wrath as he otherwise would. But just because I think that's what's going on, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going on. You know, it's entirely possible that he is in fact sending less wrath at that particular time. But that doesn't mean anything. But to that part of your brain that does this kind of stuff without really thinking about it, it does mean something. Even if it's, you know, not accurate in reality. Hopefully I'm explaining this in a way that makes sense. These jellies do a good job of interrupting my auto travel. Okay, I got a replacement digging. Let's go back to Zot. I like to walk around with digging. It's very useful. Whoa, 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 what is happening? I got shifted. Alright, well, let's fear for sure. Thankfully, nothing is, you know... Thankfully, nothing is, berserked. What do I want to do here? I guess I want to kill the Draconian real quick. Okay, and now we want to kill these guys. Now that we're not constricted, we want to get out of here and not fight next to a Zot trap. Well, we're fighting next to a Zot trap, but we'll fight other things. Oh, that's funny. He stepped on the grate as soon as I stepped down here. Or the grate, the button that brought down the grate. Alright, this is cool. I'll fight berserk things here all day. No problem. I'll even go berserk here. I can just go up the stairs. This is great. Thank you, Killhole. Even the ghost moth doesn't concern me. I haven't forgotten, by the way, that we have blowguns. And needles. Okay, we've got that dude. Remember that I cannot use Lignify. But we can just kill him with steel javelins. That's cool. Mm-hmm. 2820. 2820. These are literally the same, only the chainmail gives me -2 intelligence and RF plus. Well, I'm going to take the RF plus. That's worth it to me. Interesting artifact. It's always fun to find a late game swap. Even if it feels like marginally better. It's still an excellent find, you know. Oh, come on. Could Invis be the most annoying thing in the game? Probably not, but it's on the list. You couldn't really remove it without really taking a very important tool away from hexers or from stealth guys, stabbers. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad mechanic. I don't think it's a bad mechanic. Well, I don't even care what this leather armor is. I'm just saying that it is a little bit irritating to deal with. Like, it can be unfun when it comes to enemies. Alright. My mind is blown. We did Depths and we did Zot 2, down to Zot 2, and then Trog's Wrath was over. Is it just that the Abyss doesn't give as much experience? Is that all it is? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's that pattern thing I was talking about. Maybe I'm just completely making stuff up. Hard to say. But, you know, I'm gonna go Ascend. This video isn't even close to an hour yet, so I mean, I can't complain, but I am confused. Like, I don't know why that happened. Did I just get lucky? Is that it? Wow, this looks like crap. I don't want to be here. We're probably not gonna go into this teleporter vault. This thing looks pretty dumb to me. The only thing I see in there is a scarf that could be useful if it was RF plus, RC plus. But yeah, there's in Zot no less. This thing, no thanks. That particular vault needs to have its reward bumped a little bit for it to be worth going into, I think. Depending on what it is, like sometimes there's stuff in there that's like no big deal. Okay, I'll duke it out, fine. Sometimes the stuff in there is like, you would be suicidal to walk in there, you know? Like this stuff is, it's insane, you know? I want to walk in there and immediately get wrathed. No thanks. I mean, the biggest thing in that room is the orange crystal statue, because it could just use shadow creatures, and shadow creatures in Zot is, I don't need to say it, it's terrifying, you know? We are slow. We don't want to be slow. Okay, let's blink. Let's... Jeez, I don't want to teleport. I'm going to use a holy word to take that thing out. Why don't we make some friends? What else can we do? I could use sack. I could always sanctuary if need be. I don't think it's necessary right now. Okay, there goes the constrict. Let's get in a kill hole if we can. Looks like the slow's over. This is not the best kill hole I've ever made, but it works. Alright, cool. Now, I was perfectly willing to sanctuary, I just didn't want to if I could avoid it. Cannot lamp a fire. I can ice blast, though. I should probably fear, but now the other one isn't in sight range. Okay, now we will fear. Oh, this is kind of weird. Oh, yeah, it's set up in this way, so I can't fear. That's cute. Fine. Have fun, guys. Wait, what? Oh, whoa, Zen's mad at me. Because I hit my own water elemental. Is why, I assume. Sorry, buddy. What is Zenwrath? Just so I know. Sleep, confusion, paralysis, remove all good mutations, makes you hungry or makes noise. Well, don't remove my good mutations, bro. Come on. Yeah, I forgot the good gods don't like it when you pull such shenanigans. Or else I wouldn't have done that. It's not trapped. Can't use my abilities. I guess I could donate to stop the wrath. But I mean, oh jeez. It took away one of my mutations. Let's not fight next to a Zot trap. Wow, do I need to pay off Zen to get him to cut this out? Okay, he stopped. He's not mad at me anymore. I think that happened when I picked up the gold or something. There we go. Zen seems mollified. Yup. So, lesson learned: don't hit your own dudes. Slightly obnoxious conduct, but thematically appropriate at least. Although I'm not sure how much it makes sense for a water elemental. You know, I would understand if it was like a sentient thing, and Zen didn't want you betraying your allies. The whole thing with immolation confuses me too, the way that it's considered to be an attack that you did. And so it makes things hostile. Go ahead and penetrate this stuff. This guy has distortion. Alright. Well, we've got RF++. And we've got immunity to mutations. So I shouldn't need to buff up for this. In fact, we almost killed him with a single javelin of penetration, and then it kind of stopped working, but then he went down, so we're good. That's one reason why I really love worshipping Zen for all of Zot, if possible, because it takes away one of the major annoyances that they have to offer. The Orbs of Fire, I mean. Got the Ancient Lich with Steel Javelin. Okay, let's roll on out of here. Away from the Zot trap. Just Meleeing gold dragons, no problem. Berserking gold dragons. Okay. It's not 5 time. Now we'll go ahead and magic map. This is one of those oddly shaped, tiny Zot 5s. Should probably slow down a bit. Stop tabbing quite so hard when I'm actually on the floor. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, got some of these guys. They almost failed to slow me throughout that entire fight. Okay, we don't want to be teleported, so let's kill this thing very fast. Being teleported would be some kind of miserable, so... Come on... I mean, then again, I can just... Oh wait, is he not... Can he not teleport me? I guess he can just blink me. I don't know why I thought they could teleport. Looks like we got Sanctuary down to 0%. Cool stuff. You know, since these dudes are not resistant to poison, you can even snakebite them. And that is really cool. You know, you would think, like, Orb Guardians, one of the strongest things in the game, right? Nope. They're really just stone giants. They're just really fast stone giants. That's all they are. Really fast stone giants that can't... that, cannot use... large rocks. You know what? I should whack him to get the anti-magic. Whew. Electric Golem committed a Judas move there. Anti-magic on this guy. Make him totally useless. Whoa. We ate a big pile of damage from that Lance of Force. He was not happy that I kept anti-magicking him. But he dies to javelins. Ha! Bolt of Acid does some serious damage to the Lich, and it got reflected because Warlock's Mirror is a lot of fun. It's even more fun when it reflects the really weird stuff like paralysis and stuff. I don't know if they can paralyze themselves, but I believe Vampire Knights can. Yeah, they definitely can't paralyze themselves, since they're magic immune. Oh boy. Oh boy. He's hasted. Let's put him in jail. Not enough time for that haste to wear off, and hopefully he will forget where I am. Yep. Thank you, Zen, for your wonderful abilities. See, we still don't necessarily have the hit point total that we would want to have to go toe-to-toe with this dude. Seems like there's quite a few liches on this floor. Ancient liches. But check it out. We're not going in for a while yet, because this stuff is definitely getting teleported out. So we may as well just kill it off in a safe way. Well, it's not guaranteed to be safe, but... Yeah, I don't want to get tormented and then crystal speared. What happened there? I reflected the bolt of cold? Okay. Warlock's Mirror doing some serious work, which, you know, we have basically pumped it as far as we could. The only way I could have more SH is if this was the +8 Brooch of Shielding, or if I had trained a bunch more shields, and I think that would give me a few points. But otherwise, I really don't think of a way I could... I can't think of a way I could improve my shielding more. So this is almost as good as it gets for Warlock Mirror. But thankfully, it's still quite good, even if it is just a buckler. Okay, we got anti-magic. We'll just keep stacking it. Down he goes. Gonna keep walking around. Seems tedious, but if you can make Zot 5 easier on yourself, go ahead and do it. And especially since this place doesn't, the biggest reason this is very good now is that this place doesn't spawn anymore beyond what was on it originally. So you would be a fool not to take advantage of that. In previous versions, i.e. not Trunk right now, you would have to deal with the level spawning more stuff the whole time you're doing this, so it would be, you know, there'd still be some reasons to do it, but, you know, you might end up with more stuff than was even there before, you know. Okay, we've got Orb of Fire. Let's bring him in. Get the anti-magic on him a few times, and then we'll just finish him with javelins. Silver not doing as much work as I expected. It took 7. It's kind of funny that you can one-shot them, but their EV is so good that that's not terribly likely. You're probably going to have to spend a few shots. Okay, why don't we open up this floor a little bit more? I've done this previously, if you've seen my other videos. If I get a tiny Zot 5, I will open it up a bit, so that when I teleport out, more chance of me landing where I'd actually like to be. I'll do one more line. I'll just empty out the wand. Alright. Search through it one more time and get the Orb of Fire. And we kill it in one shot with the Silver Javelin that actually hits. So let's do this again since we found something last time, and one more time. Okay. That appears to be it. We have 5 haste, 9 agility, 6 might. Looks like we're an hour in, but I might as well go ahead and ascend. Let's just explore. Can't imagine there's much left in here. Unbelievable how good Snakebite is. You wouldn't think that as a whip that it would last, you know, but that's how good Curare is. I mean, slowing is incredible. The poison effect is, you know, okay, but really it's just the fact that you can slow everything that's not resistant to poison. Useful thing. That's the floor. So, we read Tella. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab. This Tella kind of sucks, but I'll take it. Let's haste, since this is quite a walk. One shot that thing. I kind of wanted to just put him in jail. Unfortunately, I didn't really do it in time. So let's Ghetto Blink, and then we'll put him in jail. Oh man, this is confusing me. I think this is the path. Yeah. It's a lich. It's a lich and it's a panlord. Why am I fighting this stuff? Let's just put him in jail. You go to jail too. You go back to jail, please. How is he getting out of jail so fast? Sin dismisses the silver walls, but there's nothing inside them. What? Can he just get out somehow? What is going on? Is he shattering? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Surely he's not shattering. 62 damage. I'm confused. How did he get out? He's a warrior. So he doesn't have any spells, probably, I think. He had to have shattered his way out. I mean, whatever. I'm faster than him. Sorta. No, I'm not. Go to jail? Stay in jail this time, please. Okay. I don't know. The prison must have just not lasted very long for some reason. I guess I could have used my blowgun. Why don't we do that here? Blowguns are an option. Where's the exit? It's over here. Just walk away from this imp. Yeah, I am curious why those walls seem to fall so quickly. Whoops. Let's put this dude in jail. Could have gotten tormented there. I spent a turn in his line of sight. Huh. Shadow Demon, I gotta tell you, I'm not worried about what it's gonna summon on D1. Let's just walk on out of here. Boom. Sweet. Alright. So that was a pretty good run. Pretty smooth. The only really particularly nasty thing where I misplayed really badly was that volcano. Otherwise, I think it was pretty smooth. There were some iffy spots other than that, but for the most part, I think that those were more a product of RNG than bad play. I guess that with regards to the orc priests that I found really early on, if I hadn't been auto-exploring, I would have had a better engage. So technically that was a misplay to a degree. And maybe some of the other situations where I ate a ton of damage were probably slightly improperly prepared for. But for the most part, things were smooth. And that's what I like to see. And it surprised me a little bit because I have a low opinion of Vine Stalkers due to the hit point penalty. So the Guardian Spirit effect does an okay job of making up for it. It's not perfect, but it's decent. Anyway, that is... How many is that in a row? That's 13 in a row. Or 12 in a row. The next one is the 13th. So, not sure what we're going to play next. Maybe a Centaur for fun. Not a Berserker. We already have a CB in this streak. I'm gonna make an effort not to copy, not to do the same combo twice in the streak. But I will do things that I've done in the past in other streaks, and I'll be happy to do not just entire combos, but also species and classes individually that I've done before, as long as I haven't done that particular combo in this particular streak. That's how I'm going to do it, probably. Which is not quite tournament rules, but I'm not really trying to do anything here other than win easily and show how that can be done. In a way that almost anybody can follow, I think, without, like if you watch ZXC's videos, he's very, very competent. He's probably a better player than me. He's extremely technical, but I believe that style of play is harder for a new player to follow than the kind of thing that I'm doing, where I'm just kind of hitting O and tab a lot and building the character around the ability to do that safely and have options for when that goes south. I think that both of those things are useful skills to have, though. But it is two different ways of playing the game. So whichever one you think is better. I don't think it's a matter of better. I think it's just two different ways that have their benefits and detriments. I think that if I tried to play like ZXC on all my games, I would probably go crazy and make some bad mistakes and lose eventually. I could do that for a couple games in a row maybe, but eventually I would screw up. As by way of example, I think that the first video I posted, first video series, the Octopode Air Elementalist, was a lot like that, because that was 100% perfect play. Well, I'm not saying that I succeeded in doing 100% perfect play, but that was the goal. that's not really the goal with these berserkers. The goal with these berserkers is win in the easiest way possible by building the character as strongly as possible so that it's mistake tolerant. Um, and I think it works out pretty well with this whole train ranged strategy right off the bat, just because ranged is so good. Now, maybe ranged will get nerfed at some point and this advice will suck, but um, there will always be things like this in the game that make a character very strong. There's always going to be a path. So, alright. As for next time, like I said, maybe a centaur, maybe not. Haven't really decided. Hope you guys enjoyed this run. Until next time, I'm signing out.